Hey-oh. Hi, I'm Brad. I'm so excited. I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan. I'm so excited. I hate this show so much. This is the Deck the
Deck the
Hallmark
Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, boy.
It's great to be here today.
Boy, isn't
We're
it?
back.
Right before we started, Jax mentioned, hey, bud, how's it going? Jax mentioned that she was excited because next week was episode 11, and I had to be the one to tell her,
That's right.
I'm sorry, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
This is only episode 9. Next week is 10.
Yeah, I was kind of rubbing it in. I was like, well, my kiss is going to happen next week.
That's right.
Penultimate episode,
That's right.
baby. And
This is
that's
the
just not-
penultimate episode.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Pen, I miss Pen 15. Wasn't that a great show?
Oh, the best. Oh, my goodness.
good.
I haven't seen it.
Nostalgia's finest.
Maya Erskine, national treasure. Richard Karn.
Truly.
Richard Karn.
Love Richard Karn.
in the show. And then the girl that played her friend, who is that? I don't remember her name.
Oh,
and I want to shout
I
her out.
forget her name, but she is hilarious too, and I love how they're, real life best friends. I just
But
think
yeah,
it's
exactly.
amazing.
But her playing her middle school self and making it like you feel like she is in middle school. It was so impressive. Like so impressive.
Yeah, and I think you guys know, like, too, being around middle school kids, and like I
Yep.
coach a lot of middle school girls. Like, it was so incredible to watch that and be like, they're putting nothing on it.
Yeah.
Like, it is just them being their middle school selves. With
Ja-
that being said, I was glad they didn't actually kiss any 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, that was a weird line, but you could never reverse that and it be okay. Like the way,
Right.
But it's a phenomenal show. And Jax and I are starting a podcast where we review shows from 4 years ago.
so we're talking about When
We
Calls the
do-
Heart,
yeah,
right? Do
we're
you guys
gonna-
remember?
Every year we're going to pick out our
West Wing
favorite shows
10-15.
from 4 years ago, and we're going to review them. It's going to be people are going to love it. They're
It's going to be called. It's
champing
going to be
the bit.
called Freshman Year. And it's just everything. It's always 4 years ago.
That's right. Yes.
I really like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Guys,
There you go.
don't threaten me with a good time.
Jax, what's new with you?
Well, since last we saw each other,
was last week.
I'm
Last
trying to-
week.
last week, since last week, I'm trying to think. Nothing crazy has happened in my life. Nothing cataclysmic.
How are the
I got
buildings
a
up there?
fan. The building,
Yeah.
like in New York
How
City,
are you doing?
they're
Great.
great. They're doing really,
Love
really
that.
well. They're,
How was your commercial?
doing
How was the commercial you were a part of?
was there a commercial that
You were
was there-
doing some acting work,
You
right?
like
Wasn't
answered
it
a
for
phone?
commercial?
Wait, guys, did this really happen?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
we
you
switched
asked
days
us.
recording.
You asked us to go start
So
early.
you could do a
for
had to go-
rehearsals. Okay, yes. Wait, is this for the rehearsals that I'm doing? Is that what I said?
The
I
way
thought
we
you were doing
understood
it
it is you were an actor that got hired to do
And you
basically
answer a phone?
answer a phone in the background. I thought it was for a commercial.
For like a lawyer. It was
We're
like
not
a lawyer.
Oh my gosh! Wait. Okay, no. Now I
Thank
know what you're
God.
talking about. No,
I was
so
like,
this
what
is-
am I going crazy?
I'm so sorry. No, so this is what happens. I go into law firms
Yes.
and I pretend that I am a client, so I train their lawyers. So the only people I'm performing for are lawyers.
So it's not a commercial.
I thought it was a commercial.
It's not
for
on
lawyers.
TV. It's not a commercial. No, when I say I'm being paid to be an actor on those days, like it's a stretch. Like
Okay,
I'm-
let's
it's
try-
an
let's-
acting job.
Let's try this. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll be like you be you and what you do, and I'll be the lawyer.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Welcome to
great.
welcome to Tom.
You're taking a deposition.
Welcome to Thompson.
I'm taking a deposition.
Thompson
Okay,
and Gray
great.
Esquire.
Yeah.
Welcome to Thompson Gray Esquire. What are you? What's kind of your story?
Hi, my name's Kellen Stump.
Hi, Miss Stump. How you doing?
Your name's funny.
Good.
Kellen Stump.
I've never been to a deposition before, so I don't really know what
It's
to
going to be
expect. Can you kind of
so chill.
So what's going to happen is we're all going to go to our corners, and then Bran is going to, and I know this sounds wrong, but it's right, depose you is what he's going to do.
Okay.
And they said they said I could do that.
That's right. This is all above board.
They said I
You're
could.
here to be deposed, correct?
Is it gonna hurt?
I mean, no. So not the way that we're gonna do it. Now, I do want you to know, that this is all obviously being recorded.
Yes.
And it'll be played during.
I'm going to be recording and typing.
And it'll be for.
And I'm going to keep sound effects to a minimum.
Yeah. All right. So on December, you were where again?
On December.
I was actually at Christmas Con.
Right on. What do you do there? What's kind of that whole thing?
I was doing a little bit of social media for them.
I object. First of all, I do want you to stop. I do want you to know, and I think that this is important. You're under oath.
Okay.
So is there anything you want to change?
No.
Wow. All right, that's good. All right,
That was really good. This was worth doing.
I thought it was really fun.
You guys should be lawyers.
Should be, yeah.
I think it would be really fun. I think we'd have a good time.
We would have a blast.
No, honestly, like I say this genuinely, you guys would make such good lawyers because they don't really know, a lot of them don't know how to be conversational yet, and you guys do.
Yeah.
You do it for your job.
I actually wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger, and then when I realized that lawyering was 90% in a room researching the law, I was hard out.
Yeah, but after a certain while, like you have people that do that.
Yeah, I guess, but like I wanted to be. Like, I love a courtroom drama. I could watch them all day.
Yes.
Like A Few Good Men is one of my favorite movies ever. So like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be Daniel Caffey from A Few Good Men, who rolls in, has his baseball bat as he's thinking about how to put Jessup on the stand. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be that guy. I don't.
A trial attorney.
Yeah, but when I realized that even trial attorneys have to research the law, not as interested. Not as interested at that point.
No, it's much fun.
Oh, yeah. I could have Brian Harold would be good at that part of it. He and I should go into law together is what we should do. He'd be good at that.
Guys, I would love if you had like a podcast and then like your side hustle is like a law firm.
What if I did a podcast where I try to pass the bar? I don't know how this is a podcast. I try to pass the bar without going to law school.
It's probably like a YouTube series.
I bring in a different lawyer every week to teach me something about the law. And after 25 episodes, I go and take the bar and try to pass it.
Yes, I genuinely think you should do this.
And I try to pass the bar to see if I can become a lawyer.
I'm not trying to offend anybody, but is it really that hard?
It's very hard.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
What is
if Whitney Wilder is
like it's hard?
Yeah.
Like it's
Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah.
Anyone? Legally Blonde?
I think
when she talks about going to Harvard Law.
Sorry, I was reading a comment. It was good. And I missed it. I'm sorry.
I know, like I haven't been to like a lot of bars, but I've been to enough to know like what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like aesthetically.
Oh, the bar.
I got bad news for you, buddy. Different. This is an exam. It's an exam.
I never tested well.
Yeah. You didn't test very well. You weren't good at taking tests.
I'm not good at taking tests.
That's right.
I get all in my head about it. You know what I mean?
That was what I lived for, was taking the test.
Right.
I didn't, the rest of it, whatever, but I could take the test. That's what I'm saying.
Kim Kardashian did it. That's right.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian passed the bar? That's
what Holly says.
Wait.
What?
Really? Okay.
Good for Kim.
Listen, she's smart.
I didn't say she wasn't smart.
That's you're surprised.
I was surprised to learn that Kim Kardashian passed the bar. Yes, but that would be true about literally any. If you told me any like celebrity,
Crandall Maxwell.
No, well he is. Yeah. Kristen Jambardino says no, she did not pass the bar. So, which makes more sense to me. I'm just saying, I think it's a cool idea for a podcast. You bring 25 different lawyers on and they each focus on something. I don't know how many, 20, 50, whatever. And then I got to see if I can use just that knowledge to go pass the bar.
I think you could do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
But is the
and
test?
Then I could legally, I don't know what that does for me to be a lawyer, but.
I think you would need, you'd need to do, because you need to pass the bar in South Carolina.
Correct. Yeah.
So you would probably do all South Carolina lawyers, right?
Yeah.
I do think you could do it.
I
But
think
is it like, hey, statute 103.52? What is it? And
I don't
gotta
think
know that.
that's-
Like,
I think it's the questions are more leading than that. They're more like if something like a situational, but I don't know. We have lawyers that are double deckers. They
They'll
should
tell us.
they would
they'll
know
tell
this
us.
information.
They'll tell us.
This would be really fun because not only is it on you, Dan, it's interesting to see if these lawyers can impart what they've
Yeah.
learned and
Yeah.
gamify.
I'm here for
It's
this.
like a whole group.
I'm here for this experiment.
Are you here for When Calls the Heart?
Nope.
Season 11,
Can we
episode
talk about
9.
Right, I
lawyers?
forgot. That's what we came here
Can
for.
we talk more about Jax and I actually started a podcast about courtroom, like TV courtroom dramas.
It's called
and
Yo
courtroom
Gavel
news.
Gavel. Season 11,
Oh, we have-
episode 9. What's it called?
Ben, take the bait.
No.
Gone fishing.
It is called Truth Be Told.
Hey, Kim Kardashian failed the bar. Thank you, Holly Goodfellow, for the right information now.
Lisa says she passed the baby bar.
Baby bar, there's
baby bars? Y'all, like, we can't be just giving
can't be
babies
giving-
alcohol
Yeah.
like that. Like,
yeah.
at this hour,
Mhm.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I get it.
Rig told me that at Boss Baby Fest, if you pass the baby bar, you got free entry to Boss Baby Fest.
Well, that
which
makes
is-
sense.
Yeah, it's
That makes sense.
you want as many baby lawyers in there as possible.
right. So, truth be told, June 2nd, 2024 is when this premiered. Okay. And it went a little something like this. Elizabeth is out there hanging clothes, humming. She's in a good mood. She's happy. Rosemary comes out and gets right to it. Now that Tom's gone, you and Nathan can carry on with it. Elizabeth is like, oh, I'm not really in a hurry.
Clearly.
Mind you, still got 3 episodes left of this season, bro. Like, we're gonna take our
This is
time.
episode 9, not 11.
But I do appreciate Rosemary putting it all out there and letting the people know that she's with us. For some reason, Nathan is talking to Faith. Specifically talking to Faith about how Allie's dad is still alive, but not around and is not a good dude. Allie is right there, just listening in on all of this.
Anyone could see her.
Anyone with eyes. Lucas is hanging out in his office. Edwin and Gowan come in with some news. Montague is coming to
For the
town.
Capulets.
Coming to town. It's going to seal this deal.
Yeah, he is.
Gonna make this happen. Elizabeth and little Jack go to see the horses. And luckily Nathan is there, suspenders unbuttoned. Little Jack wants to ride a horse. Elizabeth says, no, sir. Not yet. You're not old enough. And Nathan is like, what your mom said.
Luckily, is Bill Avery around?
Bill Avery's there. He's there to just kind of
He's
look.
in the stables.
He's in the stable. He's looking on. He's looking on. Montague shows up in town, and the town sees this man stroll through, and they're peed right the O off. They cannot believe that this man, who really goofed things up last season or season before, I don't remember, would even show his face around here. Allie is sitting in the living room looking at a photo album, pictures of her dad. Nathan comes in and reminds her that her dad womps. So you need to know this before you start talking about your dad. Your dad womps. Montague tells Lucas that he's interested in, obviously, this resort. And knows that nobody else is touching this deal with a 10-foot pole. So prepare yourself now for the offer that I'm going to make. It's not going to be a good one. It's going to be the only one you get. And Edwin's over there being like, hey, we got other offers. We got another offer.
Yeah, we do.
Nathan finds Elizabeth sitting on a bench and asks her to take a horse ride with him on Sunday.
Did you
She's-
say horse?
No, I did not.
Okay.
And she says, yes, I would like to do that. He then sees Allie, and when Allie sees him, she goes in the opposite direction, so clearly she is mad at him. Luckily, Allie and Angela, they're talking, and is going to give her some advice. You know how you found my uncle? Maybe you should find your dad. Maybe you should talk to him. Bill and Rosemary try to get info out of Lucas about why Montague's in town. Lucas says, now that I've seen him face to face, I know that he, even though he might hate me, did not try to kill me. And they're like, are you sure you want to go into business with this guy? And he's like, it's going to be fine. But I do have one simple request for you, my friends. That you keep Montague's identity as a potential backer of this year resort as a secret.
Easy.
Easy.
No problem.
Faith is sad this episode because Lily's grandma is back and she's healthy.
She's coming back.
She's coming back. She's healthy. That's a bummer, huh? And I was going to pick her up, maybe take her back. And she's like, I've really grown to
Maybe take her back.
really, I don't know, maybe she's going to move there. I don't know her plans. I haven't talked to her personally. Bill buys little Jack a pony without asking Elizabeth first. And, what did she really put her in a tough spot there with the pony situation? Allie tells Nathan, can you imagine if I show up at your house unannounced, Dan, and say, I've been thinking about your boys and how they might like ponies, and I already got them. I already have them right out here. Tough spot. And then your boys see them.
Yeah.
And your boys are like, what Uncle Brand got?
And then I'm like, no, it's a no on the pony.
Definitely not ponies for you boys.
That's right. Yeah.
It's ponies for any other boys that might want them. It's not for you, though. It's messed up, man. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
It's against the rules. Rosemary decides to run the story about Montague being the backer. Lucas comes in, guns a-blazing, real mad. You call yourself a friend. Allie tells Nathan that she wants to see her dad, and he says no. They get in a huge fight. This scene happens 3 more times. So just know that. It's going to come back again here in just a minute. Oh, here it is again. Nathan finally tells Allie, hey, your dad's in jail. She's like, I want to talk to him. He's like, no. The townspeople are mad when they see Montague, and he's like, yo, chill. I'm just here for business. Bill gives little Jack a horse riding lesson, so that's fun. Elizabeth was like, Nathan walks up and is like, what's going on here? Freaking, I offered this not too long ago, and you said no. Now you got over here, you got Bill. Bill buys a pony, and immediately you flip-flop. You're a flip-flop.
Flip-flopper. Yes.
She says, you guys are right. He needs to learn to ride a horse sooner or later. Might as well be sooner. Nathan and Allie talk. Allie says, I want to meet my dad. And he's like, the answer's no. Montague is hanging out at the stables at night when someone tackles him out of nowhere. Bill hears the horses going nuts. They're like, there's something going on. Ah! And he's like, I gotta freaking go check out these horses. And Montague's on the ground. He's beaten. Bloody.
That's right.
Bludgeoned. Not death.
This is the worst murder in the history of murder.
The next day, Bill is catching up the gang on what happened with Montague. He's like, man, I just freaking found this guy. Horses were going nuts. Found this guy. And he says, Montague said it was one person. He was blindsided, came out of nowhere. Couldn't tell you who it was. Lucas then turns to Rosemary and says, this is all your fault, you witch. You wrote this article.
Man, I wish he'd called her a witch. That would have been television.
You wrote this article, and now look at us. Now look at him. He's probably going to pull out of this deal. And guess what? He does. He says, I'm withdrawing my bid. It's clear someone was trying to teach me or send me a message. I said, God, I got that message. Loud and clear, baby. I'm out of here. Gowan tells Lucas, hey, do you think maybe it was a New Orleans booth thing? And he's like, she's a grifter. She's a bad person.
Yeah.
But I don't think she would. Well, dude, she wouldn't do this. The episode ends with Allie. Can you believe that? With Allie trying to get in contact with her dad, saying, hey, I want to talk to Dylan. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 9, Truth Be Told. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Jackaroo.
Jackaroo is what he went with. Yeah.
Is what Bill calls Jack in this episode. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we will. Is that a horse?
No, I don't think so.
We'll be right back here on Take the Horse. What up, y'all? We're back. We're talking Wing Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 9, Truth Be Told. We're towards the tail end of this.
Are we?
Towards the tail end of this season. I mean, respectively to like episode 2.
Yes, we are 3/4 of the way through.
That's
We're 75%.
75 cents is closer to $1 than it is to 0 cents. And so you think about that one.
That's true. That's true.
That's free math. I could pass the bar.
Tail end. You can pass the bar easy.
Let's
with a tip.
Yeah, with a tip, easy. I definitely don't. When the check comes, immediately hand it to my wife and let her do the math because I can't do it.
Wow.
Let's.
You are so cool.
I don't know how to do it. I couldn't.
But that would be an easy thing to figure out.
I could maybe one day learn it. But she's really good at it. She's really.
I gotta get that. Like Caitlin is just particularly capable.
She's so good at doing that math so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, why you don't think that women should be able to do that?
That's not what I said at all.
That's interesting.
I just think you should be able to do math. It's not a man-woman thing at all. It's just you and math. No one's asking you to pass the math bar.
By myself.
Just learn how to leave a tip.
By myself, I Google it. I do tip calculator.
Oh my God.
But it's faster if she just does it because she's so fast on the mind.
Fast on the mind.
That's one of the things I love most about her. She's so smart. Way smarter than me. Way smarter than me. Let's talk Wing Calls Art Season 11, Episode 9. 11 plus 9 is 20. 20%. At that, have yourself a day. Jax, let's get to the hot take. It's where we share exactly how we felt about this episode of television. We do not hold back. Jax, what did you think about Episode 9, Truth Be Told?
Guys, so much drama in this one, okay? Okay, we got Lucas yelling. We've got Allie calling Dad Uncle Nathan.
Oh. Shot to the heart.
We have the jump scare when Robert is just there for one line.
That's nuts.
I literally, it was a jump scare. It's like, what is going on?
What are you doing?
Made me laugh so hard. And look, it's worth the price of admission alone to see what Jack Wagner is doing with the pony, with the horse. It's just, it was a gosh darn delight to me. For me,
yes,
for me, I really love this man. I do think there were some really interesting conversations that we're having between Elizabeth and Nathan. We're seeing them getting closer. Do I think that it's really good acting? Yes. Do I feel like these conversations are lovely and like true to life? Yes. Do I feel like we have the same conversation about 3 times?
Yes.
Also, yeah. It didn't bug me, but I was just like, oh, I feel like it's the same conversation over and over. But other than that, I mean, I enjoyed their chemistry together. I thought this was a fun one. Not my favorite of the season, but definitely leaps and bounds above episode 1. I feel like we've come so far.
I hear you.
I want to know that before we say anything else, Jax.
I hear you.
We hear you.
We hear you.
We see you. We validate your opinion.
And I got to be honest, Jax, I feel totally comfortable letting you leave the tip for me. Like I would let you do that too. Like I think that you could totally do that. Like I would never take the check out of your hand and be like, let me take it, Dan. Like I know you can do it better than I can.
I don't want anyone else leaving the tip.
Right.
I'd enjoy that part.
Maybe one day you'll be as comfortable in your skin as I am.
Uh-huh.
So I think my problem with this episode, by and large, is
it sucks.
I'm concerned about how often Allie and Nathan had the same conversation.
Oh my gosh!
The conversation happens 4 different times.
I felt like there was a smell of sulfur in the Are they all brain dead? Like are you like? Something is going on with those two people that they have to do this many times.
And here's the thing. I hear what you're saying. I do think it is something that happened, like with like middle schoolers, like you do have the same conversation over and over again with them. So like, but we as viewers, I don't want that to see that. Like I get that enough with my kids asking me the same questions. I don't need your kid, Allie. I don't need you to ask me the same question over and over again. It just kept happening over and over again. And it's the storyline in this episode that I could not care less about this. Allie, I do not. We've got a lot. We've got enough going on here between the resort, between Nathan and Elizabeth maybe kissing, but freaking baby Jack riding a horse I care more about.
Wow.
Than Allie's dad.
That's scalding, and it's not wrong.
I just didn't care. I didn't care. And so now it's clear that this is going to be a rest of the season arc, would be my guess. And maybe the reason why I'm now getting concerned that this could maybe like lead Nathan out of town for a little while. Maybe they don't even kiss at the end of this season. So I'm now this is a potential roadblock for a thing that I wish would have happened episodes ago, and I made that very clear. And now I'm concerned that the introduction of Dylan and best case scenario is next episode, Allie goes and meets Dylan, and Dylan's
we've seen Dylan before.
I know, but she sees him and realizes, hey, Nathan was right, and that's the end of it. Best case scenario is it's a 2-episode arc, and we are in and out. But I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I'm concerned. And but man, Lucas yelled twice in this episode, one in a whisper and one out loud. So that was pretty fun. Dan?
Yeah, I do want to get the good out of the way first.
Okay.
The complexity of the governor being your friend and you being a member of the press and writing this story and seeing, and legitimate credit to the makers of the show, for them to actually show both the positive and negative of her writing this story. Do I have all kinds of problems with Lucas as governor right now and how they're treating this resort thing? Yes. But that one thing that they did where she is trying to figure out what's the right thing to do and she writes the story and still sees good, I really did appreciate that from a show that doesn't always put its best foot forward when it comes to real life scenario and situation. So I do want to give them credit there, and that's why it isn't the worst episode. Now, the problem is that aside from that storyline, the 3 things that we've tried to hang our hat on this season are the resorts, the Who Shot Lucas, and the Elizabeth and Nathan. And those 3 storylines, 2 of them, Who Shot Lucas and Elizabeth and Nathan, full stall. It's once again Bill and Rosemary going, we think Montague had something to do with it. Oh, I don't know if he did. Nothing happens in those 2. And the resort, the thing that happens is nothing really happens in that one either. Instead of those 3 things, which there's plenty that they could do and could have done for the last 9 episodes. Instead of spending time on those 3 things, half of this episode is baby Jack gets a pony and Allie wants to meet her dad. 2 things that before this episode didn't exist. They threw 2 plot grenades into episode 9 that didn't have anything to do with any forward momentum we had in the show. And if this isn't a we're going to stretch this to 12 episodes, I just don't know what is. And it's frustrating. It's unfortunate. And it drove me bonkers to watch them spend this much time with Jack getting a pony and Allie and her dad. It was real tough to watch. The stuff in the newspaper saved it from being in the bottom 2 or 3 for me. This episode even made Gowan boring and inconsequential. And I want you to just sit with that for a second. Gowan's scenes in this episode were boring and inconsequential. And Martin Cummins it's hard for him to be boring. But he's boring in this episode. It is tough sledding out there. It was a real bad episode. I hope we get back on track next week. But you're right. The best case scenario is Allie goes to the jail and it's 1 more episode. But realistically, it's probably going to be a multi-arc. So there's that.
I mean, worst case scenario, she goes to talk to her dad. Nathan leaves. Don't see him again this season. And baby Jack gets bucked off a horse and is in the hospital.
Oh.
There's some fun to be had there, though. Not the kid getting hurt.
Oh my God.
But I want to be clear. Not the kid getting hurt. I don't want anybody to get hurt. But that pony, which we'll get to in the wait what, but that pony bucking anybody off of anything.
No, I was saying the horse.
Well, he's riding it with somebody else.
Yeah.
He's going to ride the pony by himself.
That's true.
He's riding the horse with somebody.
That's going to be freaking hilarious
right.
when he's galloping down the town with that pony. It's gonna be So funny. It's time for all the feels. It's where we talk about what in this episode gave us feels. Jax.
You guys, oh my goodness, how cute is this little girl when she calls Faith Auntie Faith and she gets her hair done all cute. It reminds me of when I was a babysitter and I took the little girl, Bella. Hi, if you're listening, she's like 15
What up,
now.
Bella?
We would go to Dry Bar together on her parents' dime and we would get our hair curled.
Oh.
And it was, it was about $160
gosh.
altogether. And we were just using their credit card. And boy, am I grateful. And that gave me all the feels in this episode because they're just so cute. And I really don't want this little girl to leave town. Please don't leave.
I love that story. And I also think that what this kid actor was doing was easily the best child acting of the episode. How about I say it that way?
She's good. She's adorable. Yeah. She's adorable. And they give her manageable bits of things that she can do. Yeah. And they think they're handling that really well. And I really do. I mean, maybe this sounds silly, but I think that her and Andrea Brooks have really good chemistry. Okay. Like they clearly just really get on. Okay. Well, you know what I'm saying? I think better than she and Paul Green had.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
No offense to Paul Green. I love Paul Green, and we all know I love Paul Green. But like, yeah, I just think that this is a nice storyline.
It's a better chemistry than Baby Jack has with Nathan, because Baby Jack and Lucas had a really fun, hey buddy, rapport. Hey, buddy. But this with Lucas, it does not seem nearly as the kid is not nearly as good an actor. Thanks, Baby J.
Yeah, Baby Jack, what do you think about Nathan?
What's that?
Baby Jack, what do you think about
Nathan? He's dope. He's dope. Yeah, he's dope.
What about your scenes with him? I know you're always campaigning for more. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Your scenes with him versus your scenes with Chris McNally.
I'll tell you this. No one else has got this. The horse idea with me on the horse and the ponies.
Yeah.
All me.
All you.
All my ideas. I marched into that writer's room and I said, hey, you dum-dums, give me more. Give me more. Let me ride horse. Let me ride pony. I'll do either.
Okay.
And they said, how about both?
How about both?
And I said, give me both.
Great.
The pony's weird, though.
We'll get there.
He's weird.
But I
got to tell you, not enough people give me credit. I'm not getting a writer's credit, not getting an EP credit, nothing. But this whole episode, all me.
You want an EP credit?
Yeah, I want an EP credit. Yeah, what's up, baby?
In your trailer, Baby Jack.
Right.
What's the number one can't live without thing on your rider? Like, if they mess up everything else, whatever, but you've got to have...
Oh, the applesauce pouches.
Apples, which, is it any brand work?
Yeah. I mean, I have my favorites, but anyone will do. I'm not picky.
Okay.
I just, whatever gives me more screen time.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever gives me more screen time.
He just wants to act.
I just want to act. I just want to show up. I just want to do my stuff. Hit my marks.
Hit your marks.
Hit my marks.
I can't tell if it's New York or Baby. You know what I mean?
Like I'm both.
I was thinking the same thing. I feel like it's New York, Baby. Like it's really both.
Like it's how you doing, but then it's like Squeen time. All right, that's
right.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
Hit my mom.
Hit my marks.
All I'm saying is no one even asked if I wanted a credit.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Why?
You're 4 years old.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All I'm saying is if I was Tom Cruise, everyone would be like, you get whatever you want to. And I'm saying I bring that level to this show. I do my own stunts. I was on that horse.
I ride an old pony.
I was on that horse.
Okay.
I do my own stunts.
All right. Okay. Great.
It's more than Cranko does.
Whoa. Come on,
wow.
man.
She doesn't do her own stunts.
But also, I mean, all of your scenes were not there. Actually, they're not with her, but you get it. Yeah.
That's brutal. Yeah, man, that pony was my feels. That pony was nuts. That was crazy. When Bill Avery's hilarious in this episode. In him buying a pony and showing up unannounced, being like, first of all, I'd like to apologize for not being a present godfather. I do want to put that out there first.
Yeah.
And what he could have done was be like, I'd like to hang out with him, and that's it. No, he got carried away and he bought a pony, and it was hilarious. Scene of the show: Bill Avery, that pony, Elizabeth.
Since we're here and since I don't have any feels, I'll just piggyback on that and do talk about the pony. This pony is 2 days away from death. Holy hell, what happened here? Did they, when they were researching ponies, where they're like, give us a pony that looks like it got hit by a bus? Is there a pony that can limp on screen and limp on, like this?
He also
pony,
had like an emo haircut, which is pretty cool.
His hair's a mess. This pony has seen better days.
Like Chemical Pony.
Like, what happened to this pony?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that pony is not going to last much longer.
Pony Eats World.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh.
Like, that pony looked miserable.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, they don't have a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed pony.
No.
Like, this isn't Genuine's pony. Like, this is like a pony that has been, this pony is like older than all of us.
That pony was all Baby Jack's idea too. So
Yeah.
let that sink in.
God, they must have got it for free. They're like, this pony.
Well, I mean, you do what you can.
Yeah.
Maybe
There's
it was
no way that pony's still alive right now. Right now.
it was probably a Canadian pony.
Yeah.
Get the tax credit for it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to the Wait What, the Hopes and Valleys, and more here on Deck the Hallmark. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're talking When Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 9. Let's get to the Wait What, is where we share what in this episode made us go, wait, what? And I'll start with you, Jax. Jax, what you got? What's the one you got, and then you're going to leave?
You're gonna leave
the rest I have two.
Oh, she's got two. Oh, my
And
God.
I will leave the rest for you. One of mine was at the very top when Rosemary, who is, just to reiterate, a delight in everything she does, says, like, now that Tom's out of town, you can get with Lucas. Sorry.
Get with Lucas. All right.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Don't come after me, Team Nathan. You can get with Nathan. And it's like, okay, so having your, sadly deceased husband's brother in town is going to stop you from getting with Nathan, but having your recently ex-fiance in town, like, that's not a thing. Like, I couldn't believe that was the problem. I was like, huh? What? And then the last wait what for me was whatever knocked Montague over. It just was, I just couldn't stop laughing. It just, it was the best.
It was wild.
Supernatural.
And then when they rolled him over, I thought he was dead. Wait, what did you say? It was supernatural?
Yeah, it was supernatural. It was like next level. I just, if this is the same person that did what they did to Lucas, I just don't know how bad they are at murder. Unless it's just to send a message that you don't need to mess with this resort.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to backtrack and go, well, there's a connection between this and the story that was written, basically saying this is somebody from Hope Valley who did this, which is even crazier, unless it's Nathan, who could have tried to shoot Lucas and tackle Montague and messed up both and wouldn't have known if it weren't for the article. Got him.
Guys, wait, who do you think it is? Because at this point we're out of suspects.
I mean, I think it's, I'd probably at this point be shocked if it was anyone other than Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin is the leader in the clubhouse. I think it's so obvious.
Okay.
He worked for the governor, and now he worked for the past governor, and he works for the current governor. That would make a lot of sense, I guess. But I don't know.
What do you think?
So if it would make sense, they're definitely not going to do it.
Well, yeah, they are. They're not good at mystery.
It's not going to be a twist.
Do you think there's going to be a twist that makes sense that we didn't see coming in this show? No.
Who do you think?
I'm completely baffled at this point. I thought it was Montague.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's Nathan. I want that on the record. I want to be there in case I'm right. I don't want to.
I don't really know what Edwin's. I don't really know what Edwin's like motive is, aside from he wants to be mayor or something.
Somebody told him to go work for Lucas to tank his campaign, and he won anyway. I don't know. How about this? Next episode, Allie leaves to go to see her dad. Nathan leaves, and then in the finale, he's gone, and then Lucas remembers Nathan shot him.
Be awesome.
I mean, this is television. This is like move over, Mad Men. Like this is the golden
This is
era
living. This is Greenville. This
of
is
television.
That'd be amazing.
Come on.
I would love that.
Oh,
What if it's Allie's dad?
who's in jail?
Yeah.
All right, that could be something, I guess.
I don't know.
I would love the idea if it's not going to be Nathan, which is this is my favorite idea. Then I would love the idea that it's Jack's brother, Tom. I think that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
That he comes back and he's all nice, but it turns out he's actually like, he was upset because he thought Lucas was going to marry her, and so he went to shoot him. And then turns out they were broken up. Maybe he's out to get Nathan now. I don't know. That would be fun, I guess.
Oh, yes. And he's not avenging his brother. He's actually in love with Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
Wowzers.
Yeah. All right. We're writing a better television show. This is crazy.
Oh, my gosh. And he actually is responsible for Jack's death because he's always been in love with Elizabeth.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it.
I mean, best case scenario, it's baby Jack, right?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Baby little pistol.
I got a
That's why
few.
he missed so badly from such a short range.
Is Allie a ghost? Because
Nobody can see her.
Faith and Nathan are having a conversation about Allie and Allie's dad. And if Faith doesn't see her, I don't know, like something's wrong with her. Like she couldn't be more visible. She's not even trying to hide. She's not like she is around the corner.
Fully around the corner.
She walked around the corner and then stood there and just like listened in. What? Is this good? Is she a ghost? Why was Bill in the stables? I don't know. There's a scene where it's Nathan, it's Elizabeth, it's baby Jack. They're in the stables. Bill comes into the stables, is like, horses are nuts, right? And that's the end of the scene. And I don't know, like, why he was there.
Nobody knows. We know why everybody else was there.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's like, I'm going to take Jack down to feed Charger Honcho. What's his name?
But Honcho is right.
And then Nathan's meeting us there.
Yeah.
We know why everybody's there. And then Bill comes just sauntering in.
My
like,
guess.
Just doing my daily stable check. How y'all doing?
My guess is Bill saw Elizabeth and baby Jack and was like, oh my gosh, freaking the whole Godfather storyline. Let me go see him. And then, like, now that he's there, he felt bad. And that's where the whole pony idea came from. But they don't really do that. They just had this guy walk in and be like, man, horses are nuts.
I remember riding those.
And that's like, that's it. That's all. That's it for him there. Yost apparently donated old telephone directories to the library like it's a Goodwill, like where you have trash and you're like, I could trash it or I could give it to the Goodwill. And like, what are they going to do with the old telephone? They have new ones. I don't know. Like he just had these old ones. It was like, could trash or the library. What if the library had 4 5-year-old telephone directories that you could check out? I don't know. And then, Bill just really put Elizabeth in a tough spot there with that pony. I don't like, you gotta,
my kids are still hearing no. And I'm going to deal with I literally will be like, hey buddy, we don't have a place to put a pony.
We don't have a place for a pony. No. We don't have a place for a pony.
I don't have a place for a pony. I just don't have one.
Dan, you got anything?
Yeah. I've been banging this drum for a while now, but Lucas is the worst governor in the history of this Canadian territory, wherever it is. He has 100% forgotten about every region of this ginormous territory aside from Hope Valley. Nowhere else matters. He is in Hope Valley. He's been in Hope Valley for weeks of this television show, which is, the way I understand it, months of time. He is not in the governor's mansion. He's not. There has to be stuff going on. This territory is ginormous. Like, imagine if the governor of Vancouver took the small town and went there and never left and only cared about getting a deal done for this one tiny town. You're the governor of the province. You cannot do what you're doing. You can't.
Dan, I will say it's not just you. Alex missed a few episodes, and he was like, wait, did Lucas get a new job? Because how is he in Hope Valley? Because he's the governor. And I was like, no, you and Dan need to talk about this because you're right. He should not just be hanging out in Hope Valley.
And they also just last season were like, well, he's the governor. How's he going to still be in the show? And I was like, maybe he has to leave the show. And this was a nice way for them to do this.
What's crazy is there's literally a city
called Capital City.
Yeah.
Which he hasn't spent any time in.
And it is a 15-hour train ride from Hope Valley. He could not be more off the map right now.
Yeah.
He could not be. It would be like, for you South Carolinians, if I was governor of South Carolina, I was like, I want to spend all my time in Abbeville. Abbeville needs me. I got to go to Abbeville, and I'm going to be in Abbeville. And we're going to try to get Abbeville up and running, and don't call me. I can't take any of your, there's nothing I can do about what's going on in Columbia or Greenville or Charleston. Yeah. I'm going to be in Abbeville. That's where I'm going to be.
It's like, you know how every president, when they aren't at the White House, if they spend too much time at one of the vacation homes, they're like, he was gone for a long time.
That's right.
He's probably gone for a little too long, huh?
That's right.
That's what's happening here.
Yes.
They're like, hey, he's on his vacation home way too long. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think Biden's coming back to the White House. I think he's moved into Fort Knox or whatever, Fort McHenry.
If Biden was in some small town of Delaware or like Scranton where he grew up, and he's just in Scranton, and he's just getting
He's like, trust me, I'll ride the train every day still.
He's optimizing the F out of Scranton. Like, Scranton is crushing it, and everywhere else is dying, and he's like, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah. And in the chat, Holly beat me to it. I was going to say this, but the whole reason Elizabeth started having second thoughts about Lucas is what? He's not going to be in Hope Valley. Well, I've got some news for you, Lizzie. He is going to stick around. He clearly can be wherever he'd like to be as governor with no consequence.
Trying to control the local media.
He's trying to control a newspaper for a literal one-road town. Yeah. There is one road with everybody's stuff in it, and he's like, God, Hope Valley's got me again. I'm on the ropes. I'm on the ropes now because of one reporter that I know personally. You can't still be there, bro.
He's spending too much time.
Oh.
Too much time.
They go to the horse farm to see Chunky.
What's
his name?
It's Chunky.
And Charger Honcho. And
Chunky Honcho.
They get there, and Baby Jack says, hi, Mountie Nathan. And Nathan turns around and goes, hi, Mountie Jack. Too soon, bro. Too soon. He's not Mountie Jack.
Mountie Jack's
The baby
dead.
is not Mountie Jack. It's not. You can't do that.
Oh.
You can't say that.
I didn't even catch that. But yeah.
You can't do that. You can't. That would
Elizabeth would immediately be like, hey, can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah, can I talk to you real quick?
Hey, I know you didn't mean it, but you can't call him Mountie Jack. Seeing as how my dead husband. See what had happened.
What if Robert Kennedy one day somebody was like, hey, little JFK? Everyone would freeze and be like, you can't, buddy, you can't do that. You can't, that is not, no, Mountie Jack, kind of a solemn thing, guys. It's a
excited for the parade today.
I know. Excited for our trip to Dallas, little JFK? Is that too soon?
Oh, come on.
60 years, is that too soon? Too soon?
Especially since it was an inside job.
Yeah. That's right. It's just like Nathan shot Lucas.
That's right.
It's all over again.
That's exactly right.
I'm just saying, I know that we're 4 or 5 years removed now. 5 years, 6 years removed from Mountie Jack dying, but a huge part of the lore of this show is Mountie Jack. It's not that child. It's Mountie Jack. So how about we don't? Rosemary just conveniently throws a Dust Bowl comment out a decade before the Dust Bowl. So just wanted to throw that out there just so we made sure we had it on the record. And then Robert has been missing for years, decades even. This is like, when you coach basketball and you forget that you got a kid on the end of the bench who hasn't played all game.
Not that you ever.
I actually did this once, and it stung so badly because I talked to the dad afterwards with tears in his eyes. I learned my lesson when I was 21 years old. If you don't put that kid in the last minute and a half, with a minute and a half, 2 minutes, my number is typically 2 minutes. If it's under 2 minutes, I'm just not playing him at all. At some point, it becomes such a disservice. I put a kid in with 17 seconds left in the game, and that's like worse than not playing them at all. It's like worse than not playing them at all. Having Robert show up and Scary House surprise us just out of nowhere.
Good callback.
And have one line is the equivalent of just like, hey, Robert hasn't been around in a while. What do you got for him? Could he ride that pony? No, pony would die if they rode him. What could he do? What if we had him in the salon just in the background, go real quick, and then be done?
But that's like, it's so interesting that that's where they put him. Because like, obviously the last time we saw him, he's like, I'm an apprentice or whatever. And then they like have done nothing with it. But it what came first, the chicken or the egg here? Like, did they say we're gonna have a scene in the salon? Someone call up Robert. Like, people are gonna be like, I thought Robert was the apprentice. How did this happen? How did it come to be that Robert's back for 5 seconds?
Storyboarded every scene, episode, and they're like, no Robert again, huh? All right. And then finally, somebody's like, guys, we got to get Robert in there. We got to get him in there. He's crying.
Dan, that analogy couldn't have been more spot on about getting into the game. And I was just hoping that Robert was booked and blessed, but we clearly know he's around, and his agent's like, do you have anything for him? And this is what he got.
Booked and blessed.
Guys, we haven't knocked on his trailer.
He is absent and available is what he is. He is not booked and blessed. Robert is absent and available.
That was scary.
That's how I'm going to start marketing myself as well. I like that.
Absent and available. Jacklyn Collier.
I'm more invested in what Robert's off-screen arc is. Like, how's he doing?
He's just
like,
been on drugs.
He's clearly still in the hair world, and like, what's that gonna mean? And what's so like fun, and that I just remembered, is that Caitlin's grandma, before she died, she couldn't drive anymore, and so Caitlin and I would go and pick her up, and we would take her to her hairdresser, whose name was Robert. Full circle moment.
Yeah, Robert. Shout out to
Robert.
That Robert had more to do than this Robert
that
ever
Robert,
has.
That Robert was busy, dude.
That's right, yeah.
That Robert was busy.
This guy, just in his trailer.
Crazy.
He was in his trailer since season 10. They're like, God, Robert's still out there. We didn't know he lives in his trailer. Like, we didn't know.
Moved in.
Let's get him a line or two.
That's crazy. I honestly hope that he's a huge part of next season. Okay. Like, because if not, then I'm so like confused.
Yeah, why? We wrote off the face. We can't write off Robert. He's got to show up once every 8 episodes to deliver us Scary House line. What are we doing?
It's crazy. All right, it's time for Hopes and Valleys. My hope is that we get a whole next season's all Robert. Next season,
talk about full circle.
Yo, wouldn't it be crazy? What if next season was a parallel to this season, but from Robert's point of view?
Oh my!
Wouldn't that be nuts? It's the whole season again, but just Robert. Robert was actually in that weird town meeting.
Robert shot Lucas. Oh, that's almost better than Nathan shooting Luke.
He didn't want him to leave. He didn't want him to leave.
Epic.
Man.
Yo!
Come on now. Let's go.
That's it.
This is it right here.
Dude, we get to the end of this season. The last scene of the season is a close-up of Robert, and he has the gun in his hand. Next season starts. We're back to where we started. It's all from Robert's point of view. What are we doing here? Can I ask you?
Yeah.
We're making art. Dude, that's what we're doing.
You thought people were pissed when Mountie Jack died. The Mountie Jack, not the child. You thought people were pissed when she thought when
I've been told it's fair game to call him Mountie Jack. It's fair game.
You thought people were pissed when Elizabeth chose Lucas. You thought people were pissed when Elizabeth unchose Lucas and then chose Nathan. Imagine an entire season of just Robert.
But it's just him planning, man.
Like it's one episode in season 2 of Stranger Things where 11 just goes off and does stuff.
Yeah.
But for 12 straight episodes.
Yeah. I just like he's in the saloon that time that the town had the meeting about whether or not they're going to merge with Benson Hills or whatever. Remember that? And he's just in the background, just being like, "This isn't what I had in mind. This isn't."
Maybe I should speak up, say something. Nah, not yet. Save it. Save it for the salon.
Save it, man.
Scary house the heck out of him.
So excited, man. That's great. Jax, you got any hopes and valleys?
Oh, that's what we're doing. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm really hopeful that when our little girl's grandma comes back, they do have a spa day all together. That's what I'm hoping. Is there anyone
more bummed that grandma's still alive than Faith?
Man.
Oh my God, that is funny because you
so
saw her.
Bummed. She's like, she's doing better.
She's gonna make a full
recovery.
It was great. It was great because it wasn't even like she was happy she was okay. And then was like, oh, but wait, it's like you saw her immediately just be like, oh, damn, I thought she was
She's
dead.
like looking, immediately looks at her bag of doctor stuff, seeing if she has anything to take care of the job. Make it all go away. Dana?
Yeah. No,
and then in 2 seasons, it's all this season from the grandma's perspective.
And then
we keep reliving this season.
The next season is just an episode in the stables.
Yeah.
Where you see who comes by. It turns out Bill's there every time.
All the time.
Every time.
He always comes in there.
Obviously.
He has a thing with the horse.
My hope is Nathan still could.
Why else was he there? He's there to check up on his baby boo thing. It's like all on the up and up. He just like he and the horse have a good relationship. It's like a good friend.
He calls the horse his baby boo thing, but it's all on the up
and up. It's all on the up and up, man.
I don't think so.
I think to some they might squint, but like
to some they
might squint and they'd be like, what's going on there? But I'm telling you, man, you got nothing on them. Like I'm telling you. And it'll all come out in 3 seasons.
Bill has a thing for a horse, but it's all on the up and up.
All on the up and up. Like a thing, a friendship.
I don't think Hope's Valley's ready. I don't think it's ready. Obviously, my hope is that Nathan shot Lucas, and my Valley is everything else.
Right, so fair enough. Do we have a What's Calling My Heart, Dano?
We do. You can email us. What's wild is Aaron hasn't been here. Hasn't been here for days now.
That's crazy.
But I got a What's Calling My Heart from Aaron, which is great. You can email us hello@deckthehallmark.com to tell us what's calling your heart. This is from Daniel Higgins Jr. Dear Jax and the boys, in this month of May, I find myself overwhelmed with 19,000 school activities for my kids, often at conflicting times, as well as ongoing work responsibilities. It can be hard to manage, so it's nice to suspend disbelief and fall into the black hole that is Hope Valley once a week. In this twilight zone, Lee can have 4+ businesses and not break a sweat. The kids go to school occasionally and learn the same thing for years and years, and then just somehow graduate. Getting scammed out of the $5 is the biggest scandal that anyone has to deal with. What a life. Anyway, thanks as always for the laughs and occasional tears of boredom, and that 11 years of podcasting in this valley together have brought us. With love, Higbones. Thank you, Higbones.
Thank you. Higbones. Jackson the boys. I like that.
Exactly right.
We did everybody. Congratulations. Only a few more left this season.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. Well,
is it?
We'll be back tomorrow with Patrick's going to be here. Deck the Lights on Record is going to be a ton of fun. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.